1. Okay, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We are back again. Just wait for the actual stream to go live. It'll take about 3 seconds for me to see it. There we go. Okay, we are now back again. Hopefully we are loud and clear. Just if anyone has kindly rejoined after our technical glitch, it'd be great if you could just let me know that you can hear us, and then we'll just crack on. We'll be about another 10 minutes and then we'll finish up. So these are the best bits. So well done for coming back, because this is where all the action is going to take place. And you'll learn
as this is the best bits, Steve. This is like
I'm going to do a shameless plug for our webinar next week, which is, I should have mentioned at the beginning. So anyone who isn't interested in just property CRMs, but wants to know how to systemize their business, hire amazing VAs, and learn how to work with them and delegate all your work incredibly effectively, I'm going to be doing a live stream next week. More details to follow in this group in the coming days. Okay.
So Steve, do you know your shameless plug? Okay. Do you know what? I'm having so much fun here that whether Steve realizes it or not, there is no possible way he's going to try and do a live stream as in everything in one go. So we're going to do a part 2, but he just doesn't know about it yet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in Steve into my group here. Why is that? Why is that? Because it's like a hand in a glove. It's like a lock and a key. Okay. CRMs and outsourcing just go like ebony and ivory. They just go so well together. So Steve, we're doing this live here. Are you okay to come join me? And I'll do the reverse. And I'll love for Stephen to interview Steve over on our group. Would that be okay, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
We work out the dates, and let's see whether we can just carry on. But this time we'll turn the tables around and ask a little bit more of how you're using that, not just for property, for all businesses.
Yeah. Well, on that note, the very first, you mentioned this before, but one of the very first tasks I ever systemized way back when was actually network. I even did a post on this. I think I even did a webinar on this once. I did how to systemize property networking. And it was all about what you discussed before, how you basically use a CRM to capture your business cards, put them into your CRM and link them together with deals, and whether they're contractors, suppliers, whatever they are. And you basically put them into your CRM so you can find these people again, you can connect with them. If they're investors, you can keep that relationship going. That's where the CRM comes in. They're automating the follow-up, getting sort of ping an email over saying, hey, we met last Tuesday at whatever event it was, do you want to hook up for coffee? All of that stuff you basically use a CRM for. So where I take stuff, because I wouldn't call myself lazy. I just don't like doing stuff I don't like doing. I'm probably anything but lazy. In fact, I'm quite a hardworking old chap, but I don't like doing stuff. If I don't like it, I don't do it. So basically, I find ways to get other people to do my work for me. And one of the things I hated doing was updating my CRM with business cards. So I use my outsourcing prowesses to systemize the entire process. And to take it to the next level, I literally didn't even bother scanning stuff in, because it works half the time. If the business cards have got black on black, or they're fancy, or they've got stuff on both sides, or there's loads of things that can go wrong when you're scanning in business cards. But one thing that can't go wrong is using your eyes. So literally, I used to get my phone, turn the camera on the phone, and literally point the phone at the camera, press record on the video, speak into it, describing the person I'm looking at, the conversation I had, what the arrangement was, when I was going to meet them next, why it was fresh in my memory, normally on the bus or the train on the way home from the networking events in London, getting very strange looks from people around me. And then I'd ping that video to my virtual assistant, who would update my CRM for me. That's how we combine things like CRM and virtual assistants to create an awesome, powerful, scalable system.
Now, Steve, that was 2 years ago. Do you think, as we have been doing wipe on, wipe off for the last 2 years, we haven't refined that process? Okay, is there some more awesome stuff that we're going to combine into that? But a lot of the things you've mentioned there is great, and everything starts with a conversation, starts with an idea. And one of the things I really enjoyed, and in terms of working with you, is that here's you throwing a problem and how we can solve it using sort of an area of my speciality. But it also, there's 2 parts to it. There's the systems, but you also need the people, because sometimes it's easier to get the person using the right tools to actually streamline that process. So that was 2 years ago.
3 years.
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
At least.
And yeah, a few more grey hairs now, and your little one's a little bit older now. But yeah, so since then, with all that wipe on, wipe off, paint the fence, sand the floor, do you think we've improved that process? The question now is, how do you make that easy for someone else so that they can just put it straight into their business within 4 weeks? That's the trick of it. And I think one of the key sort of learnings is around done for you. When you say you're lazy, you could say you're lazy, but actually you should be focusing on the stuff which you're great at, your IGTs, income generating tasks, or whatever you just enjoy doing, and all of the grunt work, get it off your plate. But the problem is, and again, good to ask the question to the community, is if you just take a moment and stop to reflect, look at your own system at the moment. Can you collaborate and can you delegate? If you can't, unfortunately, it's going to remain on your plate. And that's where the systems and the outsourcing part of it really sort of comes in.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Step 1 at 6-step outsourcing process, prioritize. Get everything that you're doing right now off your plate. This is exactly what we're talking about. If you're doing stuff like updating your CRM, then actually that's something you could get someone else to do. So we digress. What else did I want to ask you, Stephen? There was a few other bits. Have we covered everything? I think you've covered most of the things I was going to ask you.
Are there any questions that came in during the actual lives? Was any comments there?
I killed the old live. I'll go back and find it. No, that was the only question there. There was a question from James. Hi, James. Another little shameless plug of your business there, which is absolutely fine by me. I'm doing it. Why can't you? Which was, how could you use a CRM to best promote to new clients? So this is for I know James well. This is for a basically James's company. Really cool. I'm going to digress for a second because James got a really cool company. I've known James for years, but we're not associated in a business sense. And he's basically designed this software that enables you as a this is really, really property specific. Sorry, Steve, I'm just going to digress because he's come in.
Okay.
It's a bit of software that you get a tripod with a cool camera that costs about 100 quid for the lot. You walk into the room in your property that you want to sell or rent out. You put it in the middle. You walk out the room, and on the app, you press a button, and it takes a full 3D high-res picture that you can use to import into AutoCAD. You can use it for floor plans instantly. And those then can be stitched together into a full digital virtual reality tour where not only it's not a video camera going around, this is you walking through the property like Google Maps, and Google Street View, where you go, I want to go over there, and you click the button, and then you go up to the fridge and you open the fridge, and then, or you click on something, it gives you the instruction manual for the dishwasher. So as an HMO, as a service accommodation, what he does is awesome. So if you're watching this and you want to know how you can get viewings done during COVID or afterwards, or you want to just not have to go to properties to do viewings, or you want to do walkthrough tours of your properties, or show people how to use stuff in your property, fire escape routes, all the rest of it, check it out, itools.pro.com. Just a very selfless plug, because I think James is a great guy, and he's got a great bit of software he spent years developing, and hopefully as time has come with the limitations on COVID, it's actually pushed his product into the limelight a bit. So great product. He wants to find new clients. Well, what you can do, James, is you can come onto live webinars, do a plug, and then do a little post, and get a free plug. There you go. That's how you promote your business. How you do it? It's not really the subject specifically of a property CRM.
Actually, Steve, let me take the question, because he asked the question. Okay, so
how can we use a CRM to promote to new clients?
I can answer that question.
Do it.
Okay, you ready? The thing that Steve has so passionately shared, he actually shared with us in our small group about 2 months ago. The bit he forgot to mention was who it was. So hello, James. And secondly, what it was called. Okay. And the other thing is I've never seen it. So therefore, I can't get as passionate as obviously you've shown Steve that piece. So how about this as a suggestion? This wonderful tech maybe it's just 2 minutes that you're going to play a little video on your screen. You record a little Loom message of you describing how awesome it is. There's your Loom message. Then you can go and take a CRM with all of your prospective customers on that, and you record another Loom message. This is what Steve was mentioning, the details that he's already captured in his CRM against all potential or prospects or leads. And you record a new message saying, by the way, I'm James. This is my software called, I think you mentioned it was iTools. I think that's what I heard you say. So if I got it wrong, please. So say it again.
itoolspro.com.
Okay. So could it go something like this? I'll just do this live, okay? Hi, everybody. It's James here. This is my software. It's pretty awesome. It does these top 3 things. But you know what? You don't want to hear me talking about it. Just click on the link below. I'm going to show you in 60 seconds what it basically does. Here's all my details. Blah, 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 blah. And here's a Calendly link. Just click on the Calendly link, book a call. Let's just basically see if we can help you. That's how a CRM can help you.
And then, yeah, the CRM then pings it off to everybody.
So this is basically taking all of the bits of software. I think one of the things...
Can I just add one other thing? So the real power from a marketing point of view that you can use in a CRM is you can see what people have opened. Say you've got 1,000 contacts in your list, you email that to your clients. We get an average opening rate of about 30 to 50% because we don't spam people. We just send content that people generally want to read. So people actually open, they don't unsubscribe. But even then, we only get about 50% of the people opening it. So there's 50% or 60% on average of everybody. So when we email something out, 60% don't even open it. So those 60%, wait 2 weeks, send it them again. Wait 2 weeks, send it them again. You're not spamming them because they've never opened it. And so on the 3rd attempt, and you change the headline each time, you change the subject, you change the preview text, maybe even change something in it. If someone opens it and doesn't click your link, you then see that data and you say, okay, they opened it, they didn't click through, therefore I need to change the text. If they don't open it, you change the headline or the time that you send it. So this is where a CRM comes in. It allows you to analyze your marketing through email and also these days through text and through Facebook Messenger. Analyze who you're sending stuff to, who's opening it, what they're doing when they're opening it, and then allows you to retarget those people based on their behaviors. Say if somebody watched the video but didn't contact you, you can then follow that up. Hey, you watched the video. This is the cool thing, you watched 3 minutes of the video, therefore I know you got up to this bit, and you say, all right, I see when you watched that video, I just wondered, did you get to the end where I showed you the best feature? Here, do you want to have a call? So you can actually use all this data that the CRM captures and pulls into your sales funnel. This is slightly off. This is CRMs, but off property CRMs. Allows you to then look at that person and score them as a sales lead and decide what is the next specific action. And if that's something that is a client I want to nail because they've got, they're a big, for you, for example, massive letting agent that maybe potentially has 7,000 rooms, you're going to put some time and effort into finding out exactly what they're doing. And what you want to see when you look at their CRM and their record in their CRM is hundreds of clicks and views and opens of all of your content, because after they've hit a certain number of things they've digested and they've invested time into you.
The 7-11-4, Steve, I think you mentioned normally the 7-11-4, 7 hours with somebody, either online or physically, on 11 touch points, and 11 touch points or interactions could be an email, a video message, a web stream, a webinar, a book, a phone call. These are the 11 touch points in 4 different places. Okay, something miraculous happens, which is suddenly you become the know, like, and trust. Yeah. And I think what Steve here, maybe just also layer on, and this is how we normally riff it. When Steve and I end up having a chat, it goes on for ages because he sparks an idea and then I'll add a little piece onto that. So the first thing, just again, what he summarized, number 1 was a CRM helps you remove all of the manual follow-up. If of course you've got the right CRM configured in the right way. That's the first thing. The second thing is you could use long tail copy or you use video messages. Going to give you a fun fact: 20% read text, 80% click on video because you want to watch stuff. Yeah. So if you combine now those 3 emails, but you use video messages in them, and of course your product, James, it's visual. So what you want them to do is click and basically watch your message and then click onto the stuff, the amazing stuff that's down below.
You could even just have pay for someone to do. You've got good marketing anyway for this specific thing. You've got a visual product like this. You pay for someone just to create you an awesome 60-second or 30-second bang, 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 bang. You don't even need to be in it. Actually, don't be in it, because you're not your product. Your product sells itself. Whereas someone like for other businesses, you might be actually part of the product. So it depends on what you're doing. But yeah.
So finishing this off, and again, Steve was mentioning is everything being equal. If you look at what you're doing right now with your existing systems, whatever you're using, if someone was to book a call and have a discovery call, because everything starts with a conversation, could you just click onto your CRM and see what you've sent them, when, what they've consumed? Can you see a step-by-step of every single touch point? Because by the time they then come online, you probably know more about them than they realize of themselves. But that is insight. That's the business intelligence. But the CRM's doing all the heavy lifting for you. That might be useful.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's how you basically use CRM for sales. I'm sure there is mountains of information out there, but in a nutshell, that's what. And you can do lots of clever things these days. Like if you're using, which I know for your business, Facebook would be a good marketing platform. Then you can get somebody who, say, reads your email. You can then ping up on their newsfeed an advert about your business. Not only that, you could get, if somebody, for example, watches your video, you could ping up a different advert on their newsfeed or on their, you can send them a messenger message via Facebook pixels. So this is how you basically, when your sales and marketing systems becomes very integrated and can be very complex. And this is sort of going back again to where is your business at? You need time to invest in this setup. And as long as you have that time, or you have somebody in your organization who has the capacity to take that on, then it's brilliant. But if you're just starting out and you want to sell stuff and you haven't got any cash, investing £1,000 a month on HubSpot, 100 hours just to get up to speed, and then the ongoing trying to figure out how it all fits together stuff that just keeps on changing all the time, it's not the right time for something like that. There are simpler, cheaper alternatives. What do you use Insightly for any of this sort of stuff? Is it any good at? I'm not never used to this type of stuff.
It does. Again, it depends on the license that you choose. So again, we go back to the very beginning. The reason why people keep going down the wrong rabbit hole or the pitfall is they choose the free license. Pop quiz question: is there ever such thing as a free lunch? No matter which CRM you pick, if you've got free and paid for, why would anybody ever pay for the other licenses? Simply because all of the useful stuff in the free license has been ripped out of it. But of course, even if the license has that, you need someone to go and set it all up for you. So the things that Steve has riffed off on, you need the 3 email cadences, because after 3, they were never interested. But the thing being is that you didn't have to send them that. The system, the CRM did the heavy lifting for you. All the other things then sort of layer on top of it. So yes, Insight can do that, but you need the right license in order to make that happen. The other thing I think Steve also mentioned was about systems. Categorically, I'd say this, and you could shoot me down here, Steve, is there's no such thing as one silver bullet that does everything. Okay, because if it would be, no one would buy any other software. The piece to this is making sure that you're using either the minimal amount of software as an integrated solution to get what you needed done for where your business is right now. So often when I connect with our customers and they share with us is this is where they are, this is where they want to be. How do you basically shorten that time to get a return on investment? And ultimately is, how long is the timeline to go from 0 to hero? And for us, I mean, what Steve was mentioning is you could go down this route, do it yourself, or you just hire the specialist. If you hire the specialist, the job of the specialist, they help you navigate the pitfalls and to get you to where you need to be in a timeline. So for us, it's 4 weeks. So again, if it's something that's useful, reach out to us. Everything starts with a conversation. And here's a really good tip. If you'd like to book a call with me, a shameless plug, just use bookacallwithstephen.com, pick a time that works for you, and we can have a chat. So that's a shout out to you, James.
Stephen with a V.
Stephen with it. Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah.
I'm a PH, you see, so.
He's the proper one. He proper.
Stefan. Brilliant. Okay. Any more? Is there any, let's see if there's no more questions coming. No more questions. Let's.
Part two. Part two
is coming.
Coming back. Stephen is going to basically interview Steve.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going live for part two.
I'm going to say one more thing about my HubSpot choice, because it's quite a big decision to leave a CRM. This is the other thing. Don't make the wrong decisions with your CRM, because it is all of the data, all of that stuff I've just told you about knowing our clients. You can't extract everything. They don't let you, because that's why they want to hook you in. So it is important to choose the right CRM for your business. And the fundamental reason, cost aside, because we could afford HubSpot if we really thought it was brilliant, but I don't see the value we're getting from it justifies the cost, because there's one major factor. For us as a business, we want to create sales funnels using landing pages quickly. So we want to be able to come up with a new thing, build a bunch of landing pages so people can go, oh, I want to come to, I want to buy your product. Brilliant. They come and find a landing page, we tell them about the product, they watch some videos, they buy that, and they go to a thank you page, and then maybe to our affiliate program. That's a landing page funnel. You've all bought stuff through them. This is the way the business internet runs. So that's what we wanted our CRM to be able to do for us, and to integrate with all the contacts so we can see who's clicking on what and doing what. And it was the absolutely abysmal landing page builder of HubSpot that is fine if you just are happy with templates and changing colors and fitting your needs into the template. If you're happy with that, brilliant. We wanted to be a little bit more creative, and maybe that's our error. Maybe we should have just conformed to their standards, but we decided we wanted to have the flexibility to be a little bit more creative with what stuff we were doing in the future. And so we actually ended up having a different landing page builder to our HubSpot CRM, which meant we had to integrate everything back and forth, which was a pain. So that's just one example. Whatever your focus is, whatever the main thing is, and for example, this is a property CRM thing, which I think Insightly, of all the CRMs I've used, Insightly for me was the best. And it was that simple, the fact it's got this beautiful visual pipeline or stages that you're putting deals or customers or whatever through, that works in my brain, rather than it just being numbers and percentages. It's there and you're pushing people through. That's what I loved about it. And I think that if I was going to just do property based on, I don't know anything like what you know about Insightly now, but just back on my knowledge, I would still, after all the CRMs I've used, I would instantly go back to Insightly if I was going to do a property investing again full time. So,
it's a really good, insightful share, Steve. And the fact that I think the caveat here is that it's not about the price, it's about the value and the return of investment. Okay, so let me just add one other piece, maybe a big caveat for people. Pop quiz question: where does your CRM reside in your business? Is it at the heart of the business, or is it a nice to have? Now, if you think about it, the CRM should drive everything in your business. All the other tools that you're using should be connecting back to your CRM. So that's going to be the heart, the pulse, the brain of everything. Let me ask you a pop quiz question. If that's going to be the case, the intelligence for your business, of all of the things you're going to save money on, why would you choose a free version of even the right CRM and you can't do anything with it? That's where most people go wrong. So what I would often say to people is, think about what you're investing in, how often you're going to use it. If you paid £1 to get that intelligence every single day, how much is that going to save you? And if so, make sure that when you invest that time, you put it into the right system. Because, and I'll borrow a phrase from Steve here, is you can make more money, sorry, I'll borrow the phrase. I think the phrase goes something like this: is you may think that budget or money is quite tight when you're starting out. So if I mess up all your words, Steve, I do apologize. Okay, but you can make more money. But what you can't do is you can't make more time. Time is the most expensive commodity in this, I guess, in context in this particular discussion. And what I would suggest to you is, if the CRM or your system is the foundation of your business, get it right. Because if you don't, even if you take a systems geek like this one here, hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction because I don't know which stage you are on, okay? And he went through all of those systems only to come back to where he's starting from right now. And do you know what? It's not just Steve, it's all of us, because things will always evolve. Where you are in your business right now will be different from where your business will be in 12 months' time. But if you're trying to plan for 12 months or 24 months, by the time you get to 24 months, it's already changed. What you need is to have the solution for your business that you need right now. And if I can say to you, you can have that in 4 weeks, how much more of a transformation is that going to be? And the last piece, leads and deals are the main driving force for your business. And I'll borrow another line from Steve. When you are at the position where you're fortunate to be oversubscribed with the amount of customers or deals or services or products that you're selling, okay, that's a great place to be. If you're not there yet, then everything you're doing is to get to that particular point. So everything aside, if you just put it aside as, does it help me find what it is I'm looking for? Is it the deals? Is it for me to find the investors to secure the deals? If that is your core focus, what are you doing every day? And if it's any other thing but that thing, then it's stopping you from reaching whatever your main objective is. So maybe that's the parting thought to leave with everybody.
That'll do me. Stephen, been a pleasure.
Likewise. And looking forward to part 2, buddy.
Take care.
Take it easy.
Thanks for watching. Bye.